obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dagla dang varje pedra no varje bege, tabadan tanje gembe bardu jo varje badam je gyezo jebe. Manam gadanyam besenjen tanje dewadande. Dungadan drenyo dolana membayanda patso bejang jurim poshen topaja. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Dije du samagye ki bardo luna ye songe walaku. Ma she bardo luna ye songe walaku. Nude rene son te nima sanda sange bardu luna ye songe walaku. And turn to page 5. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sangye chodan zoje chonala Chanchu bado dane japsuche Gage jinso kibe sonamji Dola benje sangye drupasho. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of happiness. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Manam kadanyam pe senchen tanje dewa dan dewe gyudang denpar yurje. Duknyal dan duknyal ge gyudang drawar yurje. Duknyal me pe dewa dan mi drawar yurje. Nyere chakta nyidan drawe don yamla nipar yurje. And on to page 11. Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world, your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Vajradhara without a doubt. I bow at the feet of the Father, Jigten Sumgun. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate one, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I realize the unelaborated nature of the mind. Kyab Drengi Domen Zamengen Chi Puchu Shushin Metokram Ri Rabli Zini Degen Padi Sangye Jinla Mikte Pulvayi Drokunam Dag Sindu Ke Warjok Kusum Yong Zog La Me Zog Nam La Jinang Sang Sun De Zin Ye Jo Dalu Lon Chen Se Yon She La Me Jogi No Drup Sel Du So Chag Sel Wadan Jojin Shavadan Jesu Yiran Kushing Solwayi Ge Wa Shun Se Dagi Chizapa Tam Che Sok Pe Chang Chu Chirno Om Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratitsa Soha. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Sergelo Modava Jevago, Shejezo, the language, Tremewas Doji Jangodo, Madrashi Jangomba Jedawa, Tajeseva Kunji, Nyamente Go, Rejenguja. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, first, as usual, meditate on the motivation of a bodhicitta. That in the samsara, sentient beings, every single one of them, wishing happiness, peace, but most of them have not opportunity to find the way to become that happiness, and even sometimes they find the way to become happiness that is becoming temporary happiness, and also it's becoming cause to deeper suffering. Like as usual, what we live in life, many different ways. We think that it's going to give us some kind of happiness, but end up being suffering, and usually we call it a suffering of change. So that reason, most of beings who cannot find that actually path, how to achieve the happiness. So today we get chance to study Dharma, so that way we can find out how to achieve the authentic happiness, how to liberate from the root of suffering. So, today, what we get this chance, I'm going to be applied to every sentient being when I'm becoming capable to help them. So that is the basically what we meditate on the motivation of a bodhicitta mean. That today, actually, we're not capable to actually go to in the street and help to other sentient beings. When it comes to the practically, right now, like as Shandideva said, you cannot help them, they cannot help you, just better stay away. You know, but still we cannot give up our hope, or we cannot give up our wish that want to help them. You know, so then one day when we become capable to help, our what called that quality can become automatically helping other sentient beings. So that is what is the reason all the enlightened beings, they have different kind of qualities. Like Majushiri is a wisdom deity, Avalokiteshvara is a compassion deity, and this deity's label or title is a come based on their motivation. What kind of motivation they build when they are on the path. Same things we should build that kind of motivation that you can make your own vow that you want to help beings a particular way. Your own, yeah, like a medicine Buddha make the want to help by healing sickness, and Vajrasattva make the vow that want to help by purifying. So same thing as we can make our own vow that want to help different way to those sentient beings who need, particular. Then now is a question is are we, do we have a chance to become that? Can I become someone like a Buddha, someone like Avalokiteshvara, someone like a Majushiri, or someone like Medicine Buddha? We can ask ourselves that question. So, absolutely, we have that. We can become. Reason is yesterday we mentioned about the Buddha nature. We're all sharing equally that same nature. Majushiri's and Buddha nature is not better than our nature. Our nature is not worse than Avalokiteshvara's nature. That by that nature is the same. Like a space in the needle's eye and a space in general space. By space, characteristic of space itself is the same. But through the needle's eye, you cannot fly airplane. Yeah, but the general sky, you can fly airplane. That is different. So we have that quality of called the Buddha nature. But our Buddha nature is not really kind of functioning. Why is it not functioning? Because there is a defilement, corrupted, called the imputation. Yeah, like a material. Give 9 example, like a honey in the mass of bee, like a grain in the husk, like a Buddha in the lotus, like a fruit in the seed. So those all 9 different kind of example mentioned material. Same thing is we have that Buddha nature, but that nature is obscured by the 2 what's called obscurations of liberation and obscuration of omniscience. Only that is different. Why we are obscured? Because we are not awake. Long as we are deluded, this ignorance, we are not awake from the delusion, we cannot be free from that obscuration. So those reason, even we have this capacity, or even we have this ability to become a Buddha, but still we are not yet Buddha. So now what we need that way we can become a Buddha. What kind of circumstance, what we need, what cause and condition need. I mean, we have the cause. We have the cause to become a Buddha, but that cause is not yet meet with a condition. That way is not yet become Buddha. Like a seed have all the cause to become a great fruit tree, but is not yet meet with a condition. That way is not never become fruit until it meet with the condition. Same thing as we have that capacity of become a Buddhahood, but our that nature or potential, I think, yeah, that potential is not yet meet with the condition. That reason we are not Buddha. Even we said samsara and nirvana is a two side of hand. Still two side. It's not become a one side. so now I think how we can become that Buddhahood. As a first thing is we need that authentic teacher. Have to rely to the spiritual master. Without the relying on the spiritual master, no one can achieve the Buddhahood. No one can achieve the liberation. There's one quote said, without the Lama, there's no Buddha. Even Buddha cannot come. All the 3 times Buddha become a Buddha by relying to the spiritual guidance. So that way in the Vajrayana, when we take refuge to the first Guru, root and lineage Lama. That is showing us how relying on the Guru is how important. So just look in here, said, search for the authentic Guru who show the right path. So search for the authentic Guru. Generally there's authentic Guru mean the qualified one. Vinaya have their own quality. Mahayanas, Bodhicitta have their own quality. Vajrayana have their own quality. It not necessarily Vinaya master can be qualified to give you empowerment. It's not necessarily Vinaya master can give you the Bodhisattva vow. Yeah. Also, it's not necessarily Vajrayana master can give you Vinaya vow. But Vajrayana master need some part of Vinaya vow. Without some part of Vinaya cannot practice. So there's called the lay vow. Even lay master. Make sense? And so this reason, when we're talking about the call it authentic teacher, we're not saying only one things. Like I think Jewel Ornament mentioned there's 4 kind of spiritual master. Ordinary spiritual master, yeah, Bodhisattva who abide in the bhumi, and Nirmanakaya Buddha and the Sambhogakaya Buddha. So when you are a very beginner, you only can have chance to meet is the ordinary spiritual master. When you are generally purified a certain degree of negative karma, then you finally can meet as a Bodhisattva, spiritual master. When you get to the path of accumulation, it's called the great path of accumulation. Itself divided into 3. Lower, medium, superior. When you get to the path of the accumulation, superior one, you get chance to meet with the Nirmanakaya Buddha. Then when you get to the path of the bhumi, particularly 3 pure bhumi, 8, 9, 10, then you finally get chance to meet with the Sambhogakaya Buddha. So when we're talking about this authentic spiritual master, it's not talking about the one kind. There are many different kinds. Based on our own label, we have to rely on that. Make sense? Because when we are a beginner, even Buddha come from us, we're not going to recognize as a Buddha. We will see someone, ordinary human being. Like we call our holiness as a Avalokiteshvara, reincarnation of Avalokiteshvara. No matter how much we say, no matter how many time in the day we repeat that one, we always see here as a one of human being. Yeah? I mean, maybe I'm really bad, negative karma. I never saw him as a form of Avalokiteshvara. I believe he is a reincarnation of Avalokiteshvara. I always see him as a one human being, human form. So that is mean that when we are beginner, we have no capacity to see them as who they are. So this is what saying is, even you see they are just one another human beings. Do not show the disrespect. Show the appreciation. Because if you not show the appreciation, you're not going to develop the wisdom. You're not going to get to the progress of your practice. Yeah? So that's reason is how become authentic is so many different way. Yes.
The Dalai Lama said that if you have a choice between to take an empowerment from a highly esteemed lay lama as opposed to taking an empowerment from an ordained lama who holds ordination vows, to choose the latter is the better choice. Is that because they hold more vows?
As this is in the Gongji also said they are called the Vaja master, Vaja holder, or Vaja master. Yeah, in the Vajrayana, Vaja masters. There's three kind of Vaja masters. We said. Lay Vaja master, and what called the not Ubasika, what called Shamanira Vaja master, yeah, and a fully ordained Vaja master. And when come to the fully ordained Vaja master, it's become more kind of higher. I think this have to do with that extra vow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when he gave Kala Chakra, he was talking about the retention of Tiglit. That this is important, particularly with Kala Chakra. So maybe this is also what
It was probably, I think it was maybe from Kala Chakra.
Yeah, that is, but it doesn't mean one ordained is better than some of lay good practitioner. You know, so as earlier I mentioned, it doesn't mean you have a vow or you are qualified to Vinaya master. It doesn't mean you are qualified to become a Vajrayana master. You know, it's too different. He have ordinary called the Ubasika vow. But yes, yeah. So when comes something like that, you know, then it's called as yesterday I mentioned, ultimate, fully ordained. You know, it's I think a little bit different. Yeah. So that one. Also, Guru. Authentic Guru. Mean someone can show you right path. You know, not wrong path. That is really, I think my understanding is that is what is mean the authentic. So even Buddha come, if you not see the right path, Buddha is not becoming your authentic guru. Even you can observe from the environment changing, if you can observe that correct meaning, right meaning, make sense? That is become an authentic guru. So guru doesn't mean to have to be someone, always have to be someone, person who give you the teachings from the throne. All environment is becoming, everything's around us is becoming guru if you are willing to perceive all the wisdom. If you don't want to willing to receive all the wisdom, then no one can become an authentic teacher. There was one story, one guy, he pretended he was a really highly spiritual master, and then bunch of people really have a devotion to him, and they kind of like treat him as a spiritual master, guiding. And one day they request him to teaching and put nice throne and everything is really arranged beautifully, and they put him on the throne and request, and he was just repeating, not knowing is a suffering, not knowing is a suffering, because he doesn't know anything. That way he's just showing his feeling, But then there's one really, really intelligent disciple of him, and said, "Oh, this is so great teachings. All suffering came from the ignorance." So he got really pure, authentic teachings. Make sense? So that way, it's not necessarily authentic teacher mean the teacher is completely have a power to fix you everything what you want. No one can do that. But authentic means that something that person have that particular lineage, and that person have from that particular lineage to that experience of practicing that particular practice, whatever the practice is, a Vinaya or Bodhicitta or a Vajrayana, and even the Vajrayana, there's a lots of different kind of traditions, you can practice. So if that have he or she have that lineage, what called transmission, and have a experience of the practice, then also have a compassion. If even that person is really highly educated, if not good compassion, that person can use you for his or her own benefit. So if somebody have really pure compassion, that person not going to deceive you less. So I think those are, we have to look the bigger picture of when we talk about the authentic guru. It doesn't mean that somebody have a title. People these days always need to be, need always want to be title and this degree. And when that somebody get that degree or title, then that person become a spiritual master immediately. Spiritual master is actually, it means that you have to become qualified to through your own experience. That is a Buddhism. By teaching from the book, understand, it's not really Buddhism. It's called the dogma. You are just repeating somebody's word. You're not teaching actually. It's nothing have to do with you. You are like tape record, just playing that. Somebody's quote. Make sense? So Buddha said, my teaching is not for the respect. My teaching is for the practice. So that means, it means that if you just talking without doing anything, without practicing anything, it become a dogma. Even you have highly education on the Buddhism. Sometimes we said, oh, non-Buddhism are dogma. Buddhism is a really, spiritual path. All Buddhism sometimes criticize what called believe that way. It's not true. Even your Buddhism, you follow the Buddha's path. If you just learn and not practice yourself, it's become a dogma. So that way, spiritual authentic master doesn't mean to have to title or sit on the throne or something. If you are willing to enough to want to receive. Every condition, every circumstance give you the teachings. Everything is becoming your teacher. Then also, based on your own progress, you can say progress or stage of the understand and practice, we said first you have to rely on the spiritual master as a person. You have to receive directly from someone who connect to the lineage, to the Buddha. But secondly, then you have to rely on the spiritual master as a text. You cannot take that person everywhere in whole rest of your life. You have to receive from that, but then after that you have to figure out yourself to study, contemplate, and to So that way, the second is spiritual master as a text. The final is spiritual master as your own mind. And you have to bring that out. So that way you can say spiritual master as a Nirmanakaya, spiritual master as a Sambhogakaya, spiritual master as a Dharmakaya. Nirmanakaya means someone manifests as a form of human form, like Shakyamuni Buddha. Sambhogakaya means that even the what called the word, because a word came from the voice, yeah. Voice is a result of the wind effort, yeah. Lungzo, effort of the wind. So that effort of the wind, it is inseparable than Sambhogakaya. So you can say the spiritual master as a text is the Sambhogakaya. Then spiritual master as a mind is the Dharmakaya. Your own mind is your awareness. Best your awareness is best guidance is your own mind, because your own mind know exactly what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're going, who you are. You can deceive anyone, but you cannot deceive yourself. Best your own witness is your own mind. So that reason, when we talk about the authentic guru, cannot make everything one, and this is the authentic guru. There are so many different ways you can show the authentic guru. But meantime, anyone who is really giving you some kind of guidance, you have to show as a respect as a guru. So when Shakyamuni Buddha was learning, beginning, he went to one master, says, please give me teachings. And the master said, you put 1,000 needles on your body, then I will give you teachings. Then Buddha said, please give me before I put in the needle, because if needle kill me, then I don't have chance to receive teaching. And that master said, I will guarantee you're not going to die. So he did put needle. And there is one quote saying, when Buddha went to just one stanza teachings, master said, first jump in this fire, then I will give you. So that is what showing is even somebody give you one stanza, yeah, stanza? Yeah, one stanza. You have to respect for that as a teacher. It doesn't matter who that person is. Maybe that person is younger than you. Maybe that person is weaker than you. Maybe that person is ugly than you. Still, we have to show the appreciation. Maybe that person is less powerful than you. Still, we cannot forget about the appreciation of receiving whatever we receive. Make sense? Yeah. So that is what is authentic gurus. Yeah, show the authentic guru who show the right path. So what is the authentic guru mean? Who can show the right path? Somebody show the right path, not somebody have a high title. So that is become an authentic guru. without the tiredness. So this is how to rely. Now, when you find that kind of authentic guru, now how do you rely to that authentic guru? Rely or say temper? Yeah. How to rely that guru is without the tiredness. Fulfill the advice of the teacher with respect. We cannot show us a tired. We say, oh, today I'm tired. I don't want to receive any teaching. Or today is too long. This is too tired. I'm too hungry. I'm too thirsty. So when we rely on the spiritual master, basically there's a one is a wrong one and one is a right one. Yeah, can say? Yeah. Wrong one is like a hunter chasing deer. Only focus is how to get the deer meat. So that way chase the deer. So you cannot be disciple as a hunter and lama as a deer. That's a wrong way to rely on the spiritual master. You have to rely on spiritual master yourself as a patient, lama as a doctor, dharma as a medicine. When you receive the dharma and put on the practice and curing your sickness. So that is how we rely on the spiritual master. And you have to fulfill the advice of the teachers with respect, whatever teacher. And there one said, once you become your what called the teacher, it doesn't mean you have to rush immediately somebody who comes in the town and that person become your teacher, But once you accept as a teacher, generally authentic lama never give you false advice. Even it seems false advice, shouldn't reject, saying. But if you have, I think, strong reason, you can give advice back. I think so. I believe that way. I don't think so. It's necessarily you have to follow the blindfoldly completely, But don't try to find the strong reason, because if you try to find the strong reason, you're never going to have that faith. You always try to find some kind of argument, some kind of caution, But when some lama is taking you completely wrong path, you can reject with that. Lord Jitendra Sangha said, when it comes to the lama's word and Buddha's teaching is against him, should choose the Buddha's word. If some lama said, oh, now you can go out and kill this many animals, then you can achieve the nirvana or something, then that is obviously not right. Yeah. So fulfill the advice of teacher with respect. Make offering to the guru of material service and practice by abandoning. So this is how serving material offering. Material offering is one of the kind of pleasing the guru, one of the worst one, lowest one, is by offering material. Please the guru by offering materials. Can say lowest one? Yeah, impure one. Yeah, most impure one is pleasing guru by offering material. Medium pleasing guru by is offering by service, like doing chore around. I mean, this is in the monastery, we follow that system. young monk become, and they serve to the older monk, because we don't have nursing home. Yeah, we don't have a family like children or grandchildren look after. So that way, that system really work. Physical service, like all the younger one, they become a student and they do all the like cooking, cleaning, and things and that also teacher have responsibility of looking after that person, include the education, and until that person become complete. Their monastery have lots of different way to complete your duty. Until that person become complete duty, that teacher's responsibility is to look after that one. So that's called the service. And service, different service. But practice is the supreme pleasing. Best way to serve to the Lama is the practice. When you practice, you can, even after the Lama is dead, you can keep Lama in with you. If you don't practice, if you don't learn, when Lama died, everything with Lama. That way I heard one Westerner said, Marba is a really lucky meet with Milarepa. Normally we say Milarepa is a really lucky meet with the Marba, yeah? Because Marba didn't meet with the Milarepa, his lineage is gone. His benefit is gone. Make sense? So that way, practice is one of the important, most best offering. But if any Lama making best pleased by the offering of material, that means that Lama is so-so. Yeah, not, I don't know, bad, but yeah, I mean, there's something wrong. There's something wrong there. Best way to you can please the Lama is by practice. Yeah. So when you're doing this service or pleasing the Guru, abandoning laziness and engage the learning, reflection, which are meaningful. So you can learn. And meditation is not a mention, but this is called the three wisdom, yeah? Hearing, contemplate, and meditation. So here why mention as only learning and reflection. Once you have a learning and reflection, point is that way you can meditate. So that reason, I think maybe it's not mentioned, but it's become meaningful. That is becoming meaningful to rely into the spiritual master. Otherwise, if you just rely on the spiritual master, nothing have to do with the learning or reflection or meditation, and it's called just hanging out. Yeah, having fun, So what you learning from the spiritual masters, basically called the five knowledge, yeah? Knowledge of the, what is that? Is it, grammar.
Grammar,
Yeah, knowledge of the grammar and knowledge of the, what called them? Sema. Logic.
Epistemology.
Yeah, as we can free our doubt from the word and meaning, yeah, and knowledge of the art and knowledge of the medicine, yeah, as a benefit for other, yeah, benefit for other, and knowledge of the wisdom or knowledge of the philosophy of the Buddhism as a Yeah, as a what called the young debate don't tell about
So this is the
resolution to comes a resolution about the ultimate meaning as a by studying Buddhist teachings, because by relying on the Buddhist teaching it will bring us the ultimate meaning. So that is talking about so that way what is learning and what is reflecting is on those five knowledge. Especially if you are Bodhisattva, if you are Mahayana, you need those all five to help other beings. One of my teacher, Khenpo Rinpoche, he know all of them. He know how to make medicine. He know the art. He built his own temple. Yes, in the Ladakh.
which temple? Which
There's one small one, Shang.
Sham?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But now it's kind of ruined, that one, because he
That's
passed
the
away.
one Namla is
Yeah.
trying to raise funds
Yeah.
for.
Yeah,
And she's going to put the nuns in there to revive it.
I hope so.
Who's trying to do that?
$36,000 is all she needs.
Yeah, and who's the one doing it?
Namla,
Namla.
Holiness Sister.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's really good.
So that kind of things we need to rely on the spiritual master. Then said, from understanding the profound meaning, one should seek solitude and strive with the perseverance in the place with a good quality. Sitting on the lotus posture with the upright body, sit the mindfulness, place, reflect on the impermanence and death, which is the antidote of the attachment of this life. So once you understand, then it's not good time to always hang with the spiritual master. As I mentioned, if you just still stay with the spiritual master and you just become hang out. Once you understand, then what you have to do is to put on the practice. When you put on the practice, you have to go away. Like when Jidisumgun gather disciples, and after he trained all of them, sent 500, like 50,000, saying, I don't know that much, 50,000 to Mount Kailash, 55,000 to Lapchi, 55,000 to Tsari. First, he sent all of those practitioners. He sent second time, he sent third time. I think that is true, because after around there, maybe a little bit around later, maybe, and one Drupakaji monk came to his teacher, said, please send me somewhere there is no Digung. Because they did conflict on the retreat people. Then the master said, I cannot send you anywhere there is no Digung. That because the Lord Jesus sent so many practitioners on the Mount Kailash. Doesn't mean they all stay in the Mount Kailash, around that area, include the Ladakh, those all place. Lapchi is also like all that area, include the Nyenshang, Tamang, those all place, the people who doing practice, monks in the retreat. So that is a way you have to, after that, understand the profound meaning, one should seek solitude, because that's the best way you can put on the practice. With the community, it's really difficult. In the monastery, even once you are educated, then you go to retreat alone, not with a group. And strive with the perseverance in the place with a good quality. So then you have to put the perseverance continually. Because people may think, oh, retreat is really fun, just only sit and meditate and eat and nothing have to do. It's not easy. Once you get there, after the few days, you get bored. You need lots of effort, perseverance, discipline. But then slowly it becomes really easy. Then it's just some point you don't want to come out, actually. You can feel that way. But it's not that easy, honestly. If that is easy, then everyone can become a greater, practitioner. So that we need, why is a saying is a perseverance. If that's easy, cannot. But can have a perseverance because it can give you great benefit by doing that. Make sense? So that way, perseverance means the place with good quality. So place in the generally practice, like we call that Mahayana practice, like Kamabhati meditation, Vipassana meditation, those, I think place need beautiful, comfortable, easy to find food, not dangerous, suitable. This make you feel good, relax. But when come to the Vajrayana, actually saying is a place of the beautiful place become obstacles. Place need a little bit rough, like Lapchi, not really pleasant. Those holy place is not really pleasant. It help you to. I think I mean this is not really saying, but when we have little bit fear, it help us to become better. When we don't have any fear, any worry, then we become really relaxed. Yeah, when place is really beautiful, think about logically. Oh, you want to have fun? Wow, this is great. Enjoy, You waste all your time on that enjoying. But when place is really a little bit fearsome, a little bit rough, then you have to careful. You put more effort to meditation. Make sense? So I think so that way in here when we talk about the common place like Mahayana and basic meditation place, always saying have a lots of flower. I'm sure you saw that one, lots of flower and beautiful, deer and grass and this. So lots of explain the beautiful place. But Lord Jidisung said for the retreater, need place is a little bit fearsome. It helps. Because if you find a really beautiful place is become a later obstacle. So that reason, but good quality mean the food that easy to find, not have to put lots of effort. In India, one Mahasiddha called Luhiba, I think his name is Luhiba. So he was looking the place. Then near the coast, beach, and he found that place. Because what happened is people, fisher, catch the fish and throw all the gut, fish gut, throw the near beach. So he collect them, eat that one. That's become easy to food. So Luhiba mean the who eat the fish gut. So lots of in Mahasiddha they stay in the cemetery. Reason is they can find food easily. All time people bring the food for the dead one in the cemetery. So you eat all of them, whatever offering to them. I think India they do that one. China's and I think lots of Asian culture they do that also. So that I think that's the reason they stay in the cemetery. So something that easily provide, you don't have to worry too much on the food. Because without the food, no one can stay anywhere. You need some kind of nutrition to support your, So I think that is talking about the good qualities. Sitting in the lotus posture with the upright body, sit in mindfulness. So this is talking about the 7 posture of Buddha Bharajana. Sitting itself is give you great amount of meditation. We call the essential point of the body and essential point of the mind. When we meditate, need body's support. Without the body's support, cannot meditate. Look, just historically, Shakyamuni Buddha, he did 6 years ascetic meditation, ascetic. But from there to not much improvement from 6 years. Then he took the yogurt, nutrition food. After the nutrition food, then came back all his experience. So he became Buddha under the Buddha tree. So because when he was doing a six ascetic retreat, his mentally actually meditation became so good, but his body is not supporting enough to kind of come realization on that. Body's weakness became obstacle to not kind of like not open those all channel, whatever you said. Same thing is Milarepa. 9 years he ate nettle, only nettle, and didn't have that much experience, greatness. But after his sister came, bring all the nutrition food, and it helped him to open up all channel, have a great, lots of different experience. So that reason, when we're meditating, we need physical bodies, what called the support. Reason is our body, channel, wind, mind, they function together. And the science, I don't know, in the Vajrayana, what we're saying is in our body, we have many channels. A lot of those channels are empty. In the channel run the wind. And wherever run the wind, it get mind function. So that way we have the feeling, we can move around. When those nerve damage, and sometimes we lose the like limb, what call that, movement. Yeah. So that way body and channel, wind, mind, they function together. The reason for the meditation need the support of the body. Without body's support, cannot meditate. And when our body is so tired, we cannot meditate. When our body is so relaxed, cannot meditate. Body is so weak, cannot meditate. Body is so energetic, cannot meditate. Need balance. More body become a balance with all the element, meditation become a better. So that reason why we have to sit straight in those 7 postures of Buddha Bhajanas. That help us to bring into the meditation. Otherwise, just lay down and meditate, much easier, but doesn't work that. And this one also have one in this commentary glimpse touch, saying is by learning 7 postures of Buddha Bharojana, we can help to control our 5 wind elements. Right now our wind element is going out. So when we see the 7 postures of Buddha Bharojana, it helps to bring into the central channel. In the Vajrayana, we're focusing we try to bring that wind element in the central channel. When wind element get into the central channel, it's become a wisdom wind. And we are free from conceptual. When that wind elements come out of the central channel, then we have those all conceptual thought. That way, in the Vajrayana tradition, they saying by learning how to sit posture, it helps us to control the wind element also. So there is one story, I think I told you, most of you know, Nagarjuna, when he was meditating in the South India, there one old guy, buffalo caretaker, and he taught how to sit and how to meditate. It helped him to learning how to focus, They later became reborn as a great master. Main point is so this is how we're learning how to sit on the meditation posture to bring your mind into the meditation. Because even we in the Buddhism we say mind is not body and mind separate, but still right now they are functioning together. I mean, obviously we can tell this exactly. When our body is stop breathing, the wind elements are no longer with our body, and mind is exit. It's called the death, yeah? So long as we have the wind element, we'll live. That way, sometimes those oxygen somehow way help to mind still hold there, some degree of, they put in tubes, forceful oxygen. I think it helps somehow way. But long as our breath is not work, mind exit because it cannot function in the body. So those reason, learning at what called sitting at the posture of, as a upright body is really important, and sit with the mindfulness. Mindfulness have lots of different, but in this case, for the karma biting, mindfulness means that just remember your mind is on the focal object, whatever you're focusing, like object or breathing. But if you analyze on that, then you lose the mindfulness also. So mindfulness means just remember, enough to remember, not forgetting on that focal object. Like for example, you're meditating with the breathing. Don't think, oh, your breath is too hard or too low or too, too far or too. Just enough to just follow the breath, without the forgetting breathe. So same thing as with the object, what we meditating. That is what is mindfulness at this moment, when it comes to the karma biting. But when it comes to the Mahamudra, and the mindfulness is not, it's something else. Totally change. There are many different level of mindfulness. But here, mindfulness means just remember something without analyzing. In the karma biting, I think vipassana you can analyze a little bit. It's a little bit different. Then mindfulness become a little bit different. Why vipassana you can analyze? Because you already trained through the karma biting how to mind become stable, can say, yeah, become a kind of how to become stable. That way, even you analyze, it's not becoming distraction.
So are you speaking of like vipassana in our tradition? So like
yes, our tradition, yeah.
Well, our tradition and like what the Theravada tradition that everyone's probably more familiar with are quite different.
It's the same.
So when we do Hatha, it's more like analysis, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, but whereas what they call vipassana and Theravada is more like our shine.
I think they not shine. They mostly use the mindfulness.
Right, it's definitely
mindfulness is not shine.
Right.
Mindfulness is between the shine and hladong.
Right. Exactly
Conjunction.
They're kind of
Conjunction. Yes, it's not really exactly shine, exactly hladong. In our tradition, even mindfulness is between there. So they use that one. Can be as a mindfulness as a karma biting, or can be mindfulness as a vipassana. They use both together. And only different is they make a small portion that way easier to. Our is too much away from the 420 of the mind. They put all those small part is in the 420 of the mind. Small part is in this mindfulness. That way it's become more kind of people get easier to, like small bag. Ours is everywhere. It's difficult to keep eye on. But it's a little bit, yeah. So I think that's reason. Otherwise, everything is there.
Yeah, definitely.
What they talk is there. Nothing is different than what we normally talk. But ours is not really make that kind of package.
Right.
Our is basically like a regular grocery store. There is like a in some store they make a package of a meal. Everything there. Yeah, rice, vegetable, and those all everything there. This is one lunch like lunch box.
Right.
So that way people easier to follow that one. But it's not like two things, different things. Right. Yeah. So that way here, with the mindfulness. In the Kamabhati meditation, mindfulness means that without the losing the focal object, that is the mindfulness. Just don't lose the focal object. Whatever you're focusing, breathing or object, remembering object or anything. When you analyze on that, then you lose that focus. Because by analyzing, you no longer stay like for example, you're focusing on this vajra. When you analyze, oh, this is a gold color, this is a 5 pink, and the vajra is gone already. Become a gold, become a 5 things, and this is a shape, is look like this, and that is already gone. Make sense? So that way your focus not stay here. If you analyze. The vipassana, you can analyze on this. But still it become a mindfulness. Because you train through the Kamabhati. Make sense? So I think that way even mindfulness itself is a little bit different in the Kamabhati mindfulness and Vipassana mindfulness. So be mindfulness in the place. Reflection, okay, in the place. What place? Whatever we meditated on that place, be mindfulness. Yeah? Or focal object. You can say place or focal object. Mindfulness on the focal object. I think Tibetan say, ngombar sha, temba ngombar sha ba. Yeah.
Mindfulness? On
Yeah.
the actual...
Yeah.
Yeah, mindfulness on the object, or mindfulness
Yeah.
on the actual thing.
Yeah. So that way you can say place or focal object.
Yeah, focal objects.
Yeah.
Yeah, mindfulness of the focal object.
So how do you, what if your object is an emotion?
Don't do that. Don't do anything is disturbing. Anything is disturbing, don't use that. Normally we said focal object and the virtuous focal object. Something have to relate it to the positive.
Right. So
Yeah.
there are positive emotions and negative emotions. So if you're trying to just breathe and not just focus on your breath,
What is a positive emotion?
Loving kindness.
loving kindness, joy, peace, the feeling of peace.
Does it give you emotion?
Yeah, loving kindness would still be considered an emotion, usually.
No,
So as an
no.
emotion, it has no abiding quality. So it's
Yeah.
wavering.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
that
it
is
can
that
be
is
emotion.
yeah, okay, that is then becoming
And-
agitation.
Yes.
Yeah, so you cannot have agitation.
So how do you make, so what do you do with it to, like, you just let it pass?
Then when it bring you the emotion, then you have to do something else to that, go to opposite of that. Like for example, when meditating on the loving kindness give you emotion, meditate on the compassion. Meditation on the compassion give you more emotion, meditate on the loving kindness. So because this all is have to be bring the mind on the balance. So anything is becoming distraction, shouldn't use continually. Even loving kindness, if that's becoming distraction on your becoming too emotion, then it's not good. Because love can be become a desire. Make sense? Attachment. Compassion can be becoming depression. So both not good. And when your love is becoming desire, you have to stop. When your compassion is becoming depression, you have to stop. Otherwise, you get a deeper, what's called distraction. So that is why we need the mindfulness. Make sure not side tracking. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. because most of the time we get sidetracked by that's called like a what called wave of water, one after one after, without knowledge.
And you just mentioned for depression, practice on compassion, for loving kindness, practice on the compassion part of it. For jealousy, you had in the past mentioned practice on equalizing.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember what it was you said to practice with desire and with attachment when those emotions arise.
Ugliness.
And anger.
Ugliness.
Ugliness.
Anger need compassion.
Anger, compassion,
Yeah.
desire, ugliness.
Yeah.
Anger, compassion, desire, ugliness. Ignorance is
Ignorance, wisdom.
wisdom.
Yeah.
Then jealousy,
And
equanimity, or,
yeah.
and then pride.
Pride need humble. Yeah. Need bring yourself to the what call just humble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Humility.
Humility. Yeah. Humility.
What was the Tibetan for?
Huh?
What's Tibetan for?
Nganje ki nyebor. Rai mesa sum. Yeah.
Desire, ugliness, right?
Yeah. Desire or attachment. But it's not everyone not work that way. One of the Buddha's disciple, Buddha give direction, meditate on the beauty for liberating him from that desire.
What's the explanation of that, or what's the, how does that?
It's individual have different way to function their antidote. If you like somebody try to think desire as an antidote of the ugliness, I mean they can get a lot of destruction from
Right,
there.
sure, definitely
Yeah.
not work.
But if you wise enough, when you try to analyze on the beauty, you will find the ugly. When you try to look so deeper on the beauty, you will find the ugliness.
There's a Russian author who once said, the more deeply you analyze a funny story, the sadder it becomes.
That's,
Kind of the same word.
yeah.
If you look at things deep enough, there's another layer there.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Gogol.
So now what we're reflecting is that there's called the four training of the minds. First one is said reflection on the impermanence, death, which is the antidote of the attachment of this life. Because we say, oh, I want to live life. I want to full live life and don't like too attached on this life. We're not preparing for the next one. So then the one day is too late. Then when it's too late and couldn't do anything. So it's better to, from now on, to prepare for that, by meditating on the impermanent. But meditating on the impermanent is not only about the preparation of the next life. Meditation on the impermanent is also bringing you into the more understand of the phenomena, reality of phenomena. For example, when without thinking on the impermanent, when you see the house, you will see the just house, one piece. When you think on the impermanent, then there are lots of change coming, and there are also, there's lots of different. You go to your thought is immediately go to more deeper, subtle. Then when you get there subtle, then you can see more subtle way. Then it's slowly, like a grasping of the oneness of the house is gone. So that is how you bring to the Mahamudra actually. From the meditation on the impermanent. When you understand the impermanent, you will understand the interdependent. When you understand the interdependent, you will understand the the emptiness. So impermanent is not only thinking about something going to die, or something going to lose, or something going to happen, bad things. Impermanent is also looking about the deeper on the phenomena. When you look on the deeper on the phenomena, it becomes more detailed. Like as I mentioned, house, for example. When you look on the house impermanent, you're not going to see one piece. You will see many pieces. You will see all the interdependent, how they functioning. More and more you go to settle on that, you see more and more deeper of the understand of the nature of that phenomena, reality of that phenomena. So that is what is emptiness mean. In the Buddhism, when we explain the Nagarjuna, and I think this is Theravada too. There's one sutra between the one monk and recently I learned this one. One monk and Greek king, not Alexander, his representative who live in near India. They're discussing. The king asking, if there is no Atma, how we can function? You have to be Atma, self. So the monk said, it's not need anything, not need Atma to function. Look the cherry. Cherry? Yeah. Chariot. Look the chariot. There are no Atma. It function when put all together.
Yeah, in the Indian text, he's referred to as King Linda.
Yes, that one.
In the Greek, he was called Menander.
Yeah, that one. There's one sutra. I think I heard there's English in the book. That translated into English. There's 2 books on that. So Nagarjuna exactly explained that way emptiness. So when you understand the actually impermanent, become closer to the understand the emptiness. So Baju Rinpoche said, without the fortune of the mind, especially without the understanding of the impermanent, you cannot meditate on the Dzogchen. So that reason, when we talk about the impermanent, in here said reflection impermanent of the death, which is the antidote of the attachment. So you always think the death, It's not just only thinking about the death as a dying, death as a changing. We every day died. What we are here yesterday is not longer us. The yesterday body is already died. New one is here today. Otherwise, how you got the wrinkle more? Yeah? How you become, your hair is more gray or you lose more hair. That means new one is come. So that way, impermanent means everything is changing every single moment. That can call as a death. Why it happened? Because all the cause and condition functioning, not just this one piece. Because normally we think, oh, I'm here, one piece, my body. But when you look on the impermanent, and as everything is related to with the cause and condition. When you look at all those cause and conditions separately, you're not going to find the actually body. So that reason, meditating on the impermanent is actually see the better, closer to the reality of the phenomena. It helps us to bring closer to the understanding of the emptiness. This person body is obtained through merit from the previous life. It is rare to find such birth as this. With a leisure endowment in the future, one cannot freely go through life as one wish, but through force of karma, negative and positive cause and turn ripening into the pain and pleasure. So this is, I think, 2, precious human body and karma. I think 2 of them talking same. So, in Tibetan we said, I want the thanks for my past life. Give me this body, but I have to want this life. Do not give me a worse one next life. Whatever we have, most came from the past. This is the reflection or result of the past life's karma. This body. Now this life's action will get a result, will get the next life. Basically. So that way our we accumulate the merit. That way we're born as a human being. Being born in the human being is not easy. not easy to born in the human being. Difficult to find, but word is not really exactly work. Leisure and endowment also, not really work, but it's that this is the closest one can come. Delwa in the Tibetan, Delwa means the relax, something that you have time to do what you want. You have a freedom to do what you want. Jolba mean what called that condition, that wealth of condition that support you, that what you wish you can do. So that's we have. We have freedom, and we have a condition to can do Dharma practice. If we would try, make sense? So that way we can have the precious leisure and endowment. But this leisure endowment is as in the future. One cannot freely go through life once.
No, that's a good question, though. Good to be clear on.
This life's lots of things what we go through is many things have to do from the past lives, some kind of action. So otherwise we have no answer, many things. Really, we don't have don't have explanation why it happened. So this is have to do something in the past lives. Okay. So that one. So then but through force of karma, negative and positive cause to turn rapidly into pain or pleasure. When we create the negative karma, we can experience the pain. When we create the positive karma, we can have experience the pleasure. So.
Khenpo, let's go. This
Okay.
body is the result of the previous life.
Yes.
And oftentimes, the response to what happened in previous lives, look at your life right now.
Yes.
And that tells you.
Yeah.
But you just that, yes, the winds of that, when the winds subside, the karma is going to follow the winds and land anywhere. We really don't get much of a say-so. But isn't this life, the way we are living, the way we are practicing, the accumulation of the virtues and the non-virtues sort of determine that at least with some degree of, I want to use the word certainty, but it's a bad
Can
word.
change, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yes, of course, absolutely.
So
That's a Khenpo Rinpoche said one time to somewhere. He said, we create the karma, that means we can fix the karma too. We cannot just blame on the karma everything. What you did in the past, as you cannot undo, but future is in your hand.
Yeah, I didn't see any contradiction what you said. I think you're just saying, sure, we creating good karma and bad karma, all of us all the time, but doesn't mean that our karma is not going to determine when we die.
What does determine mean?
determine, decide.
Yeah, I didn't see a contradiction.
No, the Tibetan
Because
word,
you still
because
have
determine
karma.
is a little bit different than
I think when you said karmic winds, it sounded more haphazard, like random, but I think if you're talking about karmic winds are the winds you've set in motion,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's,
I didn't
get to
thought
pick
it
it.
just says.
Yeah, no.
You're not gonna, when you're dying, say, okay, I wanna be born over here.
No,
Everything
well,
you've
yeah,
done in this
yeah.
life is gonna
Yeah.
move it.
Perhaps my understanding is incorrect, because I thought that virtue doesn't cancel out non-virtue, but that if you create more virtue, in other words, the non-virtue, the karmic fruition of the non-virtue is still going to happen regardless. But if you create, then you have more virtue that's going to be that's going to have a fruition.
Or somewhere. Example is supposed to be you're going to lose your life, but for that you lost your limb. Didn't lose full life, but lost some part of body. Make sense? So I think karma cannot cancel by the other one, opposite one. Cannot cancel no matter how powerful opposite one. But it definitely make reduce. Like when Milarepa was sick from the poison, he's not showing his pain because he have a realization of the selflessness that way he's not experiencing that much pain because he's not too grasping. But when Milarepa transformed to some part of the pain to that geshe, and he couldn't handling because he had too much attachment self. Make sense? So that way, even you have that experience, it's become a much smaller. Same, even it is same amount, it become a much smaller. It become a much easier.
Doesn't your good karma help you to manage the bad karma when it comes to fruition? When
Yes,
it comes up in
yes,
front of you?
manage or reduce or anything you say, but it's it's become a much easier. But it doesn't mean that you can have it the free pass. You cannot have the free pass.
Could you also say that your good karma helps you cope with when the negative karma
Cope
arises?
mean
Cope. Handle it.
It's not a word in
Yeah.
Tibetan. Yeah, it's like help you handle it or help you feel better.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, even look that if you have dharma, for example, just forget anything. If you have dharma, you can handle more easier to your all situation in life. If you don't have dharma, you become it much harder. Anything challenge you go to in your life. Make sense? So that is a really simple way to you can explain. So pay all the every sentient beings headache. That way they don't have to experience this kind of headache. Make sense?
Or even if you just have, and maybe you can use like visualization.
Yeah, taking all the others' headache on this. So you already experiencing this one.
Just do yidam practice and,
Yeah.
and so I'll just do yidam practice and send this out.
Yes, of course.
Or even just not cultivating that aversion to the headache, going, oh, I'm really miserable, I'm hateful, and then you get angry and creates negative karma that way. But if
Yes,
you go, oh,
also
headache's
yes.
just here, that's no problem,
Yeah.
I have a headache, it just happens.
Either way can go that.
Right.
So how do you handle is different. Yeah. Where we are now?
We are doing reflecting on the difficulty of obtaining freedom and richness. I don't know
Okay.
that little, but in the
We done that one, yeah.
Ready for wherever one takes it further.
Okay. Whatever one take birth is a realm of the hell, hungry ghost, animal, human, demigod, or god. One's torment by the suffering such as a misery of a heat, cold, that's in the hell realm suffering. Hunger and thirst is a hungry ghost suffering. Dullness and stupidity is the animal suffering. Birth, death, and so on is a human suffering. Likewise, battling is the demigod suffering and suffering of the transcend. Suffering of the transcend is only difficult to understand. It's a God realm. Normally, they don't have that suffering what we go through. But suffering of transcend is 1 week before they will see they're going to die, and once they die, they're going to born, where they're going to born, and all those, and that make them miserable. That is 7 days suffering is become much bigger than whole life they enjoyed. So that is what this suffering of the transcend mean. I don't know that English will work or not. Transience. Yeah.
Yeah, terminus, yeah.
Okay.
The transience and terminus.
Chipo tongji ki tong. Chipo mean the death.
Oh, yeah.
Tonga mean the fall down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is different. Transience is more like me.
Yeah.
The same idea.
Yeah, meaning is come that
Yeah.
way. It was something else. I think we changed, yeah? Yeah. But in the formless realm, they don't have those suffering. But their state of the meditation absorption is not permanent. They only have a limited. Once the limitation is gone, then they have this. They will see their lifespan is ending. When their lifespan is ending, they will be born somewhere. Then they have a wrong view of not believing on the liberation, because they thought this is liberation. Then they say, oh, liberation is not exist. So that create the negative karma and born back to the low realm. But when they are in that state, they never make any negative karma, to have no chance. But at the end of the life, then they have a negative karma, because first they thought this is the liberation, all the blissful life. But then later, when they die, they're no longer going to be continue there, and they have a wrong view of, oh, liberation is not really exist. So then they will be fall down again.
But that doesn't mean as upsetting to them as the God rocks when they really thought they were going to.
Huh?
Just not.
What she's asking is that the gods experience that suffering for 7 days. It's so
No, this is different. This is different.
Right.
This is different. This is a desire realm. I'm talking about the form realm.
Right.
Form realm is separate from the desire realm.
Right. So no, it's just when they realize they're dying, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I wasn't actually liberated, and I do have a lifespan, then that hurts, and so they have some experience of hurting. Like
The end of their maybe have some kind of like emotion comes. End of the life, because they're going to be ending their life, and there's some kind of emotion come. But the rest of their life, they don't have any negative emotion, because they are meditation state.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not the desire gods. This is the
No, form realm and formless realm. Yeah.
but the desire gods do have a negative emotion.
Oh yeah. They have same as us, maybe less than us, little bit. I don't know, but of course everything is the same. Desire realm. That's why I call that desire realm.
Khenpo, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
The asuras, do they live in the desire realm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Demigod. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of suffering.
Lots of suffering. Yeah. Especially jealousy.
Yeah.
It's like I heard, some place they have that what called resource, but then other people come like West Virginia.
Right.
They have resource of a mind,
Yeah.
but company come, they make money and leave.
Right.
So demigod is asura is like that.
Yeah.
They have resource of the wish fulfilling tree, grow in their own plant, but the fruit is give to the god realm. So they get always jealous. They saying this is belong to us. So that reason they fight.
So if being a jealousy and malice is such a negative emotion, and such a negative, why is their realm higher than ours?
They are not really higher than us actually. That way we're saying is human is much better than anything.
But they have less suffering, or
I don't think so. Yeah, they consider they are. They look on the picture. They always are wearing the armor. Human not see the wearing armor. That much different.
So would they be like, let's say, an example might be in our world might be that of like a despotic dictator that has like a palace and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
That is,
Yes.
Goes and prays, he's gonna get
Yes.
assassinated.
Constantly worrying about that. Yeah.
They're higher than us only in the sense that, like, the hierarchy ranking is only really in the sense of power and influence. Kind of, we think they're higher than us because they're more
Yeah.
powerful, have these things, but they're not happy. They're not necessarily better off.
They are, I think, yeah. Then now it says that what should be turned into the a channel Dharma. Yeah? This is not in the quote there. I cannot read. What should be reflected up in the natural of
Page
the Dharma?
34 and 35.
Yeah. No. No, I'm three jewels. What should be trained in the alchemical elixir like Dharma, through which one can obtain the vital essence of the teachings.
That's the chemical elixir that
Yeah.
can be bled into gold.
Magical science.
Yes. See, you can say.
Turning lead into gold.
Yes.
So, but to me that implies false.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. I'm a scientist. Alchemy is not science.
I think it's just used just as he said, metaphor.
That's an example.
Okay.
It's an example.
Not to be
Like human, we call the human samsaric, can become a bodhisattva. Yeah, transformation. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how to relate. 3 jewels. 3 jewels are the supreme protector of the migrators, of the foundation of the teaching, and the precious treasure which bestow protection are eternal benefactor. Supreme, supreme are the vows that are the aim of the 3 vehicles. Here is the explanation of the essence of the benefit of the instruction. Yeah. So, 3 jewels, we call the 3 jewels. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha as the teacher, Dharma as a teaching, Sangha as a community. But there's 2 kind of 3 jewels when we talk about the refuge, called the causal refuge and the resulted refuge. Causal refuge is that we have to rely on the outside. They are cause to, we have realization of that resulted one. Like Buddha as a Shakyamuni Buddha came for us. Dharma, he gave talk about the 8 Noble Path. Sangha as a lay and ordained, community practitioner. So that is the outer called the 3 jewels. The inner 3 jewels is your own mind. Your mind that free from what called the obscuration is the Buddha. That nature of free from obscuration is never changed. That is the Dharma. And that nature is primordially with the enlightened qualities. That is the Sangha. So that way, this is called the resulted refuge.
The resultant refuge would be uniquely Mahayana, right? It wouldn't translate into like the Theravada.
Theravada tradition, they don't translate that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They don't. I don't think so. They talk. I never heard anything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, my knowledge is not that good with Theravada directly. So I don't know. But
It doesn't seem like it would.
yeah, in the Mahayana, we always said it's a causal refuge and a resulted refuge. Causal refuge is the what we rely on someone. Resulted refuge is within the you. And what you have within you, that is the resulted refuge. So that is there's 3 because of the many reasons. If you read the jewel ornament, you will find lots of different reasons. But the simple way is a Buddha as a teacher, Dharma as a teaching, Sangha as a community who practice that one. Supreme protector of the migrators. 3 jewels can give you supreme protection. Not just only protect from the temporary fears, permanently liberate you, completely free from the fear, free from the suffering. No one can give you better protection than that. And so, foundation of the teachings, the Buddha's all teaching is come from there, from the 3 jewels. 3 jewels is everything there, especially Dharma. you know. So that reason, all the foundation of the teachings. Reason is when you take refuge, all the Dharma come to you. All the Buddhist teachings, you enter into the path of the teachings. If you not take refuge, you not yet enter path, even you are scholar. So that way we said, even you are like a stupid, like a lame. If you take refuge to the three jewels, you can become a category of the Buddhism. Even you have a really highly scholar, educated, but still you yet not take refuge through the three jewels, you are not Buddhism. So that way we have to take refuge to the three jewels. Precious treasure which bestow protection are eternal benefactors. This is like treasure. Treasure give you all the wealth. You know, from the Dharma give you all the internal wealth. That wealth no one can take away from you. That wealth. Through the Dharma, whatever you achieve is only you can take. Only you belong to you. You don't need to make a wealth for that. Nobody going to fight for that. That wealth. Make sense? That's the greatest treasure. Eternal benefactor. Mean the permanently. You know, we get lots of temporary protection. Like when you're hungry, you eat the food. Temporarily, you protect from the hunger. When you're thirsty, you drink a little bit water. Temporarily protect from the thirst. Temporarily remove the suffering. Yeah? When you're cold, put clothes. Temporarily protect from that. But that clothes is not going to be forever there. So that way it's not eternal protection. But once you take refuge of the three jewels, it will be there day and night, 24 hours, 7 days. No go, not reduce anything. So I think that reason saying it's eternal, yeah? Eternal benefactors. Supreme are the vow that are the aim of the three vehicles. Hinayana, Mahayana, three vehicles. This is, I think, talking about the solitary, yeah. Here, solitary relies and Mahayana. Here, mainly rely on the Sangha. They see Buddha as a Sangha, just monk. So here, mainly rely on the Sangha. That way, taught of refuge of the Sangha refuge. Solitary realize they only rely on the Dharma because nobody teach them. They have to figure out themselves by examining on the interdependent. So that way, solitary relies as a refuge is mainly the Dharma. In the Mahayana, we rely on the Buddha. Shakyamuni as a Buddha. That's different. Theravada tradition. Until Buddha is passed in the Kushinagar, he is not fully Buddha. He's a great arhat, not completely Buddha. When after the pass of Kushinagar, then called the Mahaparinirvana. So for the Mahayana, Buddha became a Mahaparinirvana under the Buddha tree in the Bodh Gaya.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I mean, I thought everybody.
Yes, that's a little bit different. So I think those reasons called the three vehicles. Here, solitary realized the Mahayana became also three refuge. Here's the explanation of the essence of the benefit of instruction. Essence of the benefit of instruction. So essence of the instruction. I think maybe essence of the instruction and benefit. Maybe make separate those two. Essence of the instruction as a once you take refuge to the three jewels, there is a kind of a instruction. Once you take refuge to the Buddha, you cannot pay homage to the none other than Buddha. Once you take refuge to the Dharma, you cannot harm to the other sentient beings. When you take refuge to the Sangha, you cannot associate with a wrong view, kind of like a, can say wrong view beings? Yeah.
With the beings with wrong views.
Yeah.
Grammatically correct.
Because it give you, what call that? Bad habit. You know, so there's many different trainings.
And that you're taking refuge in them.
No, look the our refugee field. Because in the one this side is a Sangha, Guru is the center, deity is the front, right is a Buddha, behind is Dharma, left is Sangha. There's a Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, Maitreya, all these are lay form. Then there's 18 Arhat, they are a monk, and eight great Bodhisattva, they are lay. Make sense? So there's a both lay and ordained in the Sangha.
But it's importantly, it's not the physical, the people, the human beings in the Sangha that's important. It's the Sangha as these arhats and bodhisattvas, not.
Yeah. Then I think missing here some part is a don't losing and receiving time is a word is missing here. Yeah, show the losing and receiving time is I think missing from the translation. So when you receive the Bodhisattva, refuge vow, by repeating the ceremony 3 times, at the 3rd time, and you receive the actual vow, after they repeated 3 times, yeah, with the understand when you repeating, with the understand, then you receive the what's called vow. And losing, when is losing? There's a 2 commentary. Yun's Ayan Rinpoche, Ayan Tudé Rinpoche said wrong view and what called Labcheli Gyawa. Labchel.
Those are like going against the advice?
Yeah, again.
This says, if you give rise to wrong views regarding the 3 jewels, or causality, or you contravene the trainings.
Yes, contravene the trainings. You say you lose the vows. Training, Bodhisattva, refugee have a training, So, and if you want to read the detailed training, you should again go back to the jewel ornament. Yeah, so I didn't go through that today.
So is this what's at the end of the next verse where it says one must know the time when the vows are lost and received?
Ah. But
oh yeah, that's right. It's on the next verse.
Next one said that one?
Yeah, the end of the next verse.
Oh, that is for next one at the separate.
It's separate.
Yeah,
okay.
separate.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but here another translation called Yunzin Yedyo Rinpoche. I think this is one of the Holiness tutor. He have one commentary, and his commentary said, if you have a wrong view on the based on the 3 jewels, completely lose the three bow. But if you have a command, what called the Lapchili Gyawa.
Yeah, if you can transgress the training.
Yeah, fraction of the training is only what called the damage, but not going to lose completely vow.
Does it say nyamba?
Yeah, Tombali nyamba ma tong tu ma res. Yeah. So this is a little bit different commentary. I just want to share you that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so some saying is like Iron Bochi said, you're going to lose your vows by what called the
by
violating the
by violating the
precept. Yeah, violate the trainings. But Nyedon Bochi said violating precept only what called the degenerate. Yeah, degenerate, but not going to lose completely, not destroy the completely.
So do we have an issue similar to Samaya where you have to have the five parts, I don't remember the Tibetan. So like you have to intend to break it, you have to have the object, you have to have the person breaking it, the object,
Yeah.
the intention,
Yeah.
rejoicing, and then there's the fifth one. But in any case, basically it's really hard to break a vow unless you intend to in this case, yes.
There's some vows you need intent, some vows doesn't need intent.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't need intent as long as you engage that one.
Right.
So this is all, each one have a little bit different, but don't go there. Oh, now we're already out of time. Midaba. Yeah?
Will we be getting to like dedication and merit because along the same lines that he was talking about, when you dedicate the merit, even if you transgress a vow by dedicating it, don't you like sort of preserve it someplace, like put it in the refrigerator?
What do you mean?
That's really good.
What do you mean?
Dedication preserves the merit.
Yeah, of course. So different is it when you dedicate it, those general emotion cannot damage that dedicated merit. Like you just accumulate the merit for the 2-hour lesson in teaching Dharma, thinking about that, and you dedicate that merit. Then when you go out there, food is not good, you get really angry. That angry cannot destroy your 2-hour merit. But if you're not dedicated, when you get out there and food is not good or something gone wrong and you get angry, immediately gone. Wash out. But if you have a wrong view, even you dedicated, it will destroy it. That's different. So merit with the dedicate cannot be destroyed by generally emotion, except the wrong view. But merit without the dedicated, as it can destroy by the emotion. But some point I heard, based on the like 3 jewels or based on the bodhicitta, those merit even you're not dedicated cannot destroy by like angry.
Right.
So I don't know. There's a little bit, yeah.
Well, it makes sense because the intent is.
Yeah, intent is already directly like same as a dedication. You know. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Already your your aim is directly to the enlightened. So that way you already like without the physically dedicating, it's already dedicated.
Dedication is kind of built in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So that way saying like a practice of the bodhicitta and the virtue that related to the 3 jewels, those cannot be destroyed by the anger even you're not dedicated. Something I heard. That actually makes sense for logically. Yeah. So please dedicate before Kevin get mad.
Okay, so turn to page 34.
Yeah.
By the virtues
Collecting in the 3 times by myself, all be in the samsara and nirvana, by inner road of virtue, may I in all sentient being quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teaching of the great Digumba Ranashiri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of the independent, continuing inquiry through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Thank you.